everybody. So Sydney here with Hoka One One. I'm here today to talk to you guys about the all-new Clifton Edge. Okay, so overview on the shoe, just talking a little bit about the experience of the Clifton Edge. This is a shoe that you should kind of feel like you can run forever in this. It combines a really responsive cushion and the softest, lightest foam yet used at Hoka, so really exciting innovation there. You can see right off the bat this extended heel geometry. This is designed to create a super smooth ride on impact, so overall just is a shoe that shows a really great job of all the Hoka innovation to date, and it's definitely just a nod to the Hoka roots. Personally, I've had a lot of fun running in this shoe so far. I've put about 40 miles on it. I've been using it a lot for my distance runs and longer runs, and just to put it in context a little bit, if you guys are familiar with the line, I'm normally running in the Clifton 6 and the Rincon, so comparing this to those shoes, it's one that I'll add into the lineup, and it's definitely comparing to those ones, a little bit lighter than the Clifton, but really well suited for those longer runs. You won't feel like you're getting bogged down on those training runs or anything. It's really up-tempo as well. So the women's version of this shoe, if you're looking at a sample size, a women's is going to be 7.2 ounces and the men's is going to be 8.9 ounces. And I think a really great way to put that in context is comparing it with the Clifton 6. So the Clifton 6 for women comes in at 7.4 ounces and 9 ounces for men. So this shoe is going to be just about 0.2 ounces lighter than that. The upper of this shoe is going to use new engineered mesh, and the really awesome thing about this mesh is there aren't going to be any overlays on the shoes. So overlays can sometimes be stitching on the shoes that can cause irritation or make the shoe uncomfortable. So this seamless mesh is just going to make the ride super comfortable, and you're not really going to notice that the upper is even really there. It's incredibly breathable and just a really sleek look to the upper of the shoe. It's kind of hard to see it on in the video, but it does have a padded heel collar. So this is going to be super comfortable around the ankle. And the other great thing about this is that padded heel collar is really going to help to lock down the ankle into the shoe. Sometimes your foot can kind of slip in and out of the back of the shoe. So it's really just going to dial in that fit a little bit more around the back end. The toe box is still super roomy, so you're going to be really locked down on the back of the shoe, but have a ton of room in the forefoot for your toes to splay out into the shoe. You'll also notice here, this is what we call a vertical pull tab. So it just makes putting the shoe on super easy. Just slipping it on and off is going to be a breeze. It also features a gusseted tongue. So a gusseted tongue is something where the tongue is actually connected on the inside of the shoe, so it's not going to move around as you're running, so you won't have to worry about the tongue moving anywhere. You'll also see some reflective hits on the back of the shoe, so if you are taking this out at night, it's great to have those reflective hits on the back. And the last thing I'll say about the upper, it features flat laces, so just make it so that it doesn't come untied quite as easily. All right, and then we're gonna move on to the midsole. So this is the middle part of the shoe right here, that gray piece. One of the really important features of Hoka tech that this midsole uses, along with all the other shoes in the Hoka lineup, is going to be our meta rocker. So we like to call the meta rocker the wheel that moves you forward. And this is just a piece of technology that is going to help support the runner's natural gait cycle. So you'll have a super smooth impact as you roll from initial impact through your gait cycle. And it's just going to help to make that gait cycle super natural and increase the efficiency as you roll through. I mentioned this a little bit before, but it's also going to use a lightweight foam on the midsole. So this is a newer foam for Hoka, and it's going to be a really springy take on the signature Hoka cushioning. So this ride is just going to have a ton of energy return. It does have that extended heel geometry, so this is just going to make a really smooth landing as you move from initial impact through your gait cycle to the toe off. And a question that does come up with this shoe is if it's just meant for people who are heel strikers, and it's definitely not just designed for that person that's really just landing on their heel. I'm a midfoot striker, and I find the shoe is super smooth and still really comfortable to like support my natural gait cycle. While it is great for those people who do land on their heel, it's not solely designed for that person. And then outsole is going to be this orange piece and also the pink piece of rubber on the outsole. So this is made with a rubberized EVA. So a rubberized EVA is just a material that we use that's a little bit lighter, and it's just going to help to make the ride really snappy. You'll notice that the rubberized EVA outsole here, it does wrap a little bit into the midsole, that gray part, and that's just a way to add a little bit of extra support the way that it wraps up into the midsole. The other feature is this wider base. So you'll see compared to some other shoes, the base of the shoe is a little bit wider, and that's just to add a little bit of extra support to the shoe. So it's inherently a little bit more stable because of that wider base. I do see a question here about if these are good for trails. You can absolutely use these on trails. I wouldn't say that they're just for trails. I'm using this shoe on the roads now. It does have basically the same amount of grip as a normal running shoe, but it's definitely like fine for trails. If you're getting super technical, you might want to go to something with like a little bit more grip on the bottom. I mentioned before that the weight of the shoe is really similar to the Clifton 6. It's about 0.2 ounces lighter in the Clifton Edge. It does have the same drop as the Clifton 6, which is 5 millimeters. I would say that the biggest differences between these two shoes, when we talk about like our shoes, we like to talk about like the different ride experiences. So thinking of the Clifton 6, it really does have that signature Hoka cushioning, so it's gonna be like marshmallowy soft. But I think when you're looking at the Clifton Edge, it's going to be a little bit more responsive. It's a little bit more of like a smooth ride, a little bit firmer and springier. So when it comes down to it, when you like put the shoes on side by side, the ride experience is just pretty different. So I'd say the best way to compare between the two shoes is just talking about the different ride experiences. And then a little bit more obvious features that are different between the two. That extended heel on the Clifton Edge and that wider base. Those are going to be really big call outs to the like newer Hoka innovation that you'll see. Another question that sometimes comes up with this shoe is if it's just meant for like downhill running. It's definitely not just for downhill running. This extended heel is going to be really, really comfortable to create those smooth rides, but it can be used on any surface. If you're going like, you know, track or road, those flatter surfaces, this is gonna be really like effective on those roads as well. Yeah, but I will say that compared to other Hokas that I've tried out, this ride experience has been really unique to some of the other shoes that I've tried. So it's been really awesome to get to experience some of the new Hoka tech. It's really, really fun shoe to test out. I really appreciate you guys tuning in to check out the new product. Thank you so much to Holabird Sports for having me on today. Huge shout out to those guys. You can find the Clifton Edge at Holabird. It's there now, and it is available in this colorway, and it's also available in a really awesome black and lime green. So make sure to head over and chat with those guys about this product. Really looking forward to you guys checking the shoe out. Thanks for being here. All right, bye.